Hi everyone, I'm Mike Todd and welcome to Toddy Tackles. This week we're going to be sharpening a pair of scissors, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to look at the different types of sharpening stone there are, and in the future videos we'll show you why we use different ones. So first of all, here's the box of sharpening stones I use. We saw previously oil stones where we have two sides of grit on an oil stone, a rough and a smooth side. So we've got in the box different oil stones. That was my granddad's, Hope Alexander Todd. And this is my usual one, which you can see is a little bit worn out over the years. So they do wear out, but still useful for small pen knives. I always use a bit of this. It's a rubberized non-slip mat. Let's move this out of the way. It's really useful for putting your stone on, and it stops it sliding around on the table. So, little tip: get yourself a bit of this rubberized mat. They use it for boats, so to stop your glasses sliding around on the table as the ship rocks. It's cheap, but it's really good. We mentioned before leather strops, and we'll cover those again in another video. You also get different shapes of stone. These are called slip stones, so they're rounded on one edge, and you get different profiles, V's, rounds, flats, half rounds, and what they're used for is inside of carving chisels or wood turning chisels. You use oil slip stones to sharpen the inside edges of chisels. And again, we'll be covering those in another video. And something I've been using recently, these are industrial diamonds, and this is a diamond sharpening system. They're actually 4 metal plates impregnated with industrial diamonds with different grits. So this one is 400 grit, 600 grit, 1000 grit, and 1200 grit. And the higher the grit number, the same with oil stones, the smaller the particles and the sharper the blade will get. So I've just mounted these on a wooden block, as you can see, just to make it easier to hold it in the vise. You use that with water, and so far I've found that to be really good. And obviously with water, clean to use. Something else I also use with water, and I bought this years ago from Wales. This is a bit of Welsh slate. The Welsh should be pleased with that. It's the best in the world. It's got a chip in it now. But after an oil stone, you use that with water, a bit of spit, and it really polishes the knife edge and gives you a really sharp edge. I've had that years. It doesn't seem to ever wear out, so it's very hard. To give you an idea, that was then 30 pence, which is what, 15 cents. So I think they might have gone up a bit since then, but that's Welsh slate. If you can get a bit of slate, really good finishing stone. Other stones I use are these Japanese water stones. I've got quite a few of them, and they're used, as they say, with water. So what you do is you get a water bath. So I use this, it's actually a fishing bait box. You fill that full of water, and then you submerge the Japanese stones in the water until they soak up all of the water, until they're fully full of water. There's a word for it, but I can't think of it. You then use what's called a Nagura stone, which is another Japanese stone, and you rub that on the stone, build up a slurry, and then you use that to sharpen your knife in the same way as you do with an oil stone. Same principle, but on a water stone, and they give really sharp edges. So they cut slower, but they cut really well. And again, they come in different grades. So this is a 1200 grit that I've had for quite a few years. They do wear out, but what you do is you put them on a glass plate, put some paste on there, some honing paste, and you flatten them. So they last a long time. This one is a 6000 grit, and You can see where I've created a slowie with the Nagura stone. I think that's the way you pronounce it, Nagura. And again, soak it in the water and use it like an oil stone. So they're Japanese water stones, and we'll be covering those, how we use those, in another video. But today we're going to sharpen a pair of scissors, and I'll show you how we do that. So let's get all of this out of the way. We need some oil. Scissors, like the knife we sharpened before in the previous video, really simple to do. Oops, trying to damage the work surface. We're going to use a fairly flat stone for this. And the way I'll do scissors, there's two angles on scissors. In fact, what I'll do is I'll bring the camera in a bit closer, and then we can have a proper look. So you might remember from the previous video with a knife where we had a grinding angle and a honing angle. With scissors, you get just two angles. You get a flat edge on the cutting side, meeting a flat edge on the base. So there's just two angles coming together, and it's the action of the two sides on both sides coming together that cuts the paper. So the way we sharpen them is slightly different to a pen knife. The way I do it is I put the stone on the edge. I put a little bit of oil down the edge, and just first of all have a look along the edge like we did with a knife, and we're going to find that edge. So there we go, it sits on it and it will find its own level. Then all we do is just draw that back and forward 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then have a look. When we've looked down the edge, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but you're looking to get a nice even grind all the way along the cutting edge, and that needs just a little bit more. So 10, we've done 10 so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should use a bit of paper. Right, so that's got a nice, I can see that every part of that edge has had a stroke on the stone. So then on that same edge, what we do is lay it flat on the stone, and then just draw it backwards and forwards, and just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just take off any burr on the inside. So now we've gone on the flat edge. And what that should do is make those two edges meet at a nice sharp edge. We do the same on the other side and try and keep the same number of strokes. So we find the level, which is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to take a look, although we've got another 10 to go. Now I've actually got most of that edge, but I want to keep it even on both sides, so we're going to give that another 10. Find the angle, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that will, right, so that's got that edge all the way along. Difficult to see in the video, but that's got the edge. And again, I'll do the inside flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've done an equal amount of strokes on that edge, and then the two inside edges. Now I'm not suggesting you do this with your most expensive hairdressing scissors, but for general scissors like this, it should be adequate. Now, for scissors, I don't bother with a strop. You can, and it would make them probably a bit sharper. But I think you'll find, it's worth ready blunt, but let's see what they come like now. Yeah, see, they're nice and sharp now. So it's really easy to sharpen them. You can see that if you get all the way along, they'll cut right to the tip and right to the base. So from the tip to the base. If you find there's any spots where they're not sharp and they're just tearing the paper, then you can go back onto the stone and give them a few more strokes. If you wanted to strop them, you can either use a leather strop like we did with the knife. I made a little leather strop up a while ago, and what you can do is just, in effect, what you're doing is polishing the edge. As I say, with scissors, it's not necessary really. And what it does, I don't know if you can see, but it actually does make it a little bit more shiny. You can see the light glittering off it there. Do the same on this one. Find that edge, and all this is doing is just giving it a little bit more of a polish, and that should make them a bit sharper. So as you can see, really simple to sharpen your knives and scissors with oil stones. Invest in a stone, they'll last a lifetime, keeps everything sharp and safe. And in future videos, we'll look at the oil stones, the Japanese water stones, and the diamond stones. And I've also got some ceramic stones, so we can compare them and see which one works best. And then you can try them out and see what you think. I really hope you found this video useful. Please add any comments or subscribe below. Remember, always wear your safety glasses in the workshop and look out for future videos of Toddy tackles.